A video has surfaced from the UK that's once again sparking real concern. In the footage, a migrant attempts to buy a child's ticket on a public bus, despite clearly being an adult. When the driver rightly refuses to sell him the discounted fare, the situation escalates almost immediately. The man becomes aggressive and then violently smashes the glass doors of the bus in broad daylight. We'll dive into this story in today's video, but before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Right now, only 12% of viewers are subscribed, so join the community and help us grow. This is what's happening now, and it's not a one-off. It's part of a wider pattern that more and more people across the UK are recognizing. We're told to accept this kind of behavior, to look the other way, to pretend it's normal, but it's not, and people are done pretending. There was a time in this country when public workers were respected, when rules were followed, and when violent outbursts like this were rare, not something caught on camera every other week. Now, scenes like this are unfolding in towns and cities across the UK, and the people paying the price are everyday citizens, bus drivers, commuters, families, and children. Let's be honest, this isn't progress, this is disorder, it's disrespect. And, more importantly, it's preventable. The UK is a country built on fairness, law, and accountability. But when someone can lash out violently just because they didn't get their way, and when that person shouldn't even be abusing the system in the first place, we have every right to ask serious questions. And no, we're not afraid to talk about it. Because if we don't speak up now, what exactly are we allowing to become the new normal? Have a watch. What this incident shows, yet again, is that something in this country has fundamentally changed. We're seeing rules ignored, violent reactions to the slightest resistance, and public spaces turned hostile, while the people expected to stay quiet are the very ones suffering. But we're not staying quiet. More and more people across the UK are waking up to what's happening, not because they're told to, but because they're seeing it firsthand in their own communities. This isn't about politics, it's about basic respect, public order, and the right to feel safe doing your job or catching a bus without fear of aggression. If we continue to ignore this, it won't just become the new normal, it'll become irreversible. So ask yourself, are we really prepared to let that happen? Or is it finally time to stand up and say, enough? In other news, council staff have been recruited to remove unauthorized flags from the streets of Birmingham in a month-long campaign during the early hours of each day. The workers will work in darkness throughout October to tear down items including Union Jack and St George's flags, which have sprung up across the city in recent months. Job adverts have been posted on several recruitment websites with the role involving removing unauthorized attachments, e.g. flags, from public property. The advert adds that the mobile elevating work platform operators will work in pairs and will usually be accompanied by a staff member from construction company Kia. Workers will travel to sites across Birmingham to carry out the essential removal works and be paid up to £25 per hour. Labour-run Birmingham City Council faced backlash in the summer after saying it would remove Union Jacks and St George's flags from lampposts, citing safety concerns. Flags have been displayed in towns and cities across the country as part of the online movement Operation Raise the Colours. The local authority said at the time its highways staff had removed around 200 banners and flags from lampposts since the start of the year, ahead of work to improve street lighting to energy-efficient LEDA. Reform UK's deputy chair on Cornwall Council has quit the party over views he says diverge from those of the party. Councillor Roland O'Connor will not sit as an independent after making the decision. The councillor, who represents St Morgan and St Wen, said his views and priorities on how to serve local residents have increasingly diverged from those of the party. In a message to residents, he said, "I would like to share an important update with you personally. After careful reflection, I have decided to resign from both the Reform UK Party and my position as Deputy Chair of the Reform UK Council Group within Cornwall Council, Mr. O'Connor added. This decision was not taken lightly. He said that it became clear over recent months that his own views and priorities for how best to serve local residents have increasingly diverged from those of the party. To continue representing our community with honesty and independence, I believe it is right to step away from party affiliation, Mr. O'Connor added. I want to reassure residents that I will continue to serve as your independent Cornwall councillor for St Column Major, St Morgan and St Wen. My focus remains the same, listening to your concerns, standing up for local people and ensuring our voice is heard at Cornwall Council. Mr. O'Connor added that it was an hour to represent you and to work alongside so many dedicated councillors, parish representatives and officers who share a deep commitment to our area. I will continue to work constructively across the council and with our communities to deliver improvements in transport, local services and affordable housing, he said. I remain available to all residents for casework and support. Liberal Democrat MP Ben Maguire welcomed Mr. O'Connor's decision, saying the constituency was now Tory and Reform free. People across North Cornwall are turning away from populism and political point scoring and towards real practical progress, he said. I look forward to continue working with Councillor O'Connor and other Liberal Democrat and Independent councillors in North Cornwall for the good of all our residents, and I've already been able to support them with a number of big wins. Nigel Farage has called on King Charles and senior members of the royal family to carry out an engagement in his constituency, Clacton. The Reform UK leader wants a royal to visit St Osyth Priory, which is based in Clacton-on-Sea. Farage has requested that the King or a senior royal visit the historic site to plant a tree and follow in the footsteps of Queen Elizabeth I. He said in a video shared on his social media account, Elizabeth I, this tree was planted when she was here. What we are looking for is for the King or a senior member of the royal family to come and plant another tree. The application is going in and it will certainly have my support as the local MP. It would be a really wonderful thing for a modern-day royal visit. Farage wrote alongside the video, I am inviting His Majesty the King to visit St Osyth Priory in my constituency and plant a new tree, following in the footsteps of Queen Elizabeth I. In May 2025, King Charles and Queen Camilla joined King Carl XVI, Gustaf, and Queen Sylvia of Sweden to plant a tree in the home park of Windsor Castle. The joint engagement with the Swedish monarchs was a rare occasion bringing together two of Europe's royal families. The sapling was planted to celebrate the coronation of King Charles and Queen Camilla, which took place at Westminster Abbey on May 6, 2023. The tree planting happened just days before the second anniversary of their coronation. King Carl XVI, Gustaf, 79, and his daughter Crown Princess Victoria had attended the coronation 2 years ago, representing the Swedish royals. The commemorative tree is a Swedish oak, Quercus robur, and was given as a gift from the King of Sweden. The oak comes from the royal nursery at Solliden Palace, which is the Swedish royal family's private residence in Borgholm. This is where the Swedish royal family typically spends their summer months. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.